Hey guys, as the year is coming to an end, I am going to be going over my list, my personal list of what I'm going to be going over to improve on for the next year in order to resubmit or to expand my roster of agents and casting directors that I'm in contact with. So without further ado, I'm going to be going over headshots. And headshots, for me, I'm going to be going over my headshots to make sure it still looks accurate, still looks like me. I just got my headshots done in February, so I think I should be still good to go for another year and a half or so. But they say every 2 years you update your headshots. So I'm going to be going over that. I'm going to be going over all my different headshots. I had a session where a lot were taken of me, and I have them all unedited, and I have the option to edit them if I need them to be edited. And the second thing I'm going to be going over is my resume. And for me personally, I probably need to be going over my resume more often. They say every 3 months you need to go over your resume. And with your resume, you want to add your most important credits, your lead roles. If you do theater, there's the theater section, and then the film section, commercial, and then usually your special skills. And I feel like every so often it's important to go over your special skills to make sure you can still do those certain skills that you have listed on your resume. Or if you have a passport listed on your resume, that you still have a passport that's valid and active. So that's definitely important, especially if you don't feel like you're as good as before, like at basketball. You could take that off your resume, maybe add some new skills if you took more dance classes, or if you took maybe culinary classes, you could add that to your resume in case they might be looking for someone with that specific skill for their upcoming project. And also, this is so important, but oftentimes people don't necessarily look into this too much as they're approaching new agencies with their cover letter or introduction. A cover letter definitely needs to be updated every time you're in a new project, every time you're doing something. Even if it's a small student film, you could say you're working on something. I feel like that's so important. Oftentimes people would say, well, I'm this, and I would love to work with you, but agencies and casting directors want to see that you're working on something. That's important to put as the intro. You can introduce yourself and say, this is what I'm working on. And you could also put who you're currently studying with if you're taking acting classes. Just a fresh new cover letter is definitely important, especially if you're going to be submitting to new agencies in January before the big rush in the middle of January. And also, this is also something that people tend to not want to touch because it might be an investment. Sometimes a really big investment is your reel and website. And with your reel, you want to be sure that your reel is accurate and it's recent. So I'd say also that's probably at least every couple of years you need to do a refresh. Put clips of certain projects that you're in. And I definitely feel like for a reel, if you're in independent films, student films, getting that footage and putting that into a reel is definitely a lot cheaper than going to a reel camp where they charge you $900, or I've seen some for even more, and you get this almost like manufactured reel where it's not really I mean, it's genuine, but it's not really from the heart, I feel like, with these manufactured reel camps. But that's just my opinion. Maybe there's really great ones where they could just write you some reels, scripts, and make them into reels, and you spend such and such amount of money. But I feel like just going out there, making those connections, working on set, working on that project, putting your passion towards it, then getting that footage for your reel is a lot better and a lot cheaper, and you make some connections down the line. But I'll get off that rant. And also, the most important thing that I'm going to be doing some edits on myself is a website. If you already have a website, just take a look at it. See if you actually want to update it. Maybe update your resume on there, your headshots, your theater pictures, your commercial pictures, to make them the most recent and the most accurate description of who you are right now. And also, like, your bio, your whole layout, your website, if it's just bland in your eyes, maybe you need to just spruce it up a little bit. But I feel like definitely the end of the year is a great time for reflection and just going over things. And even if you're going over my list or if you make your own, take it slow. You don't have to do everything right away. That's why we have this time a little bit before the new year and the January rush to go over everything to make sure that you're ready and make those edits. We still have a few weeks, and even if like you need more time after, at least you have a head start to jump into 2024. And Happy New Year, you guys.